Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, peewees located across the globe, we present to you episode, was this 5?
5.
Episode 5, season 2 of the Fab Five Bettors podcast. Of course, if you're not following us on Twitter, go ahead and follow us on Twitter. Join the Discord. Link is in the description. Link is in the bio on our Twitter page. So yeah, got Gabe here, got Ryan here. We got
Hello.
a agenda of things to go over. But how's everybody's week, man? How's everybody?
Long week.
Great.
Long fucking
Oh,
week.
listen, I
Long
got one
week.
more week and then I got a week off.
There you
Hey
go.
man, there you go. Can y'all still
Listen,
see me on the cam or?
Yeah.
yeah, we just,
Okay, cool.
yeah, man. I
Um,
got a PD on Valentine. Going to be out the building Wednesday.
Hell yeah.
Giving a test on Friday. I'm chilling.
There you go.
good,
Chilling.
good, good. Okay. Well, it has been a very eventful week. We do
Well, how
have
are
some.
you doing? What the hell? How are you doing?
How am I
Yeah,
doing?
how
I'm
are you?
doing great, man.
Proud owner
I'm
of a
doing
new
great.
car. Love that.
Proud owner of a new car. Yeah, we just finished that deal yesterday,
Hell
so
yeah.
got ourselves a new car. I'm
Welcome to the
happy.
Kia family, my friend.
Yeah, the Kia family, Kia K5. I'm
I
glad.
looked at one of
I'm
those.
happy.
I looked at one of
Yeah,
those.
it's nice, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It's really
I'm not
nice.
gonna
I
lie. I
like it.
wanted to. I was gonna. If I ever when I do get my first car, I wanted it to be
Kias are
looking at
nice.
Kia.
Kias are really
It's
nice.
nice,
But
bro.
ever,
Honestly.
but ever since I heard those little incidents where people be people Kia cars, and I said, I ain't gonna lie.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, I get it. I understand completely.
Mm.
But
I think my car,
yeah,
man. They
it's
gonna end
it's
up on
been a
the street.
very it's been a very eventful week, but we're gonna go ahead and get straight into it. We're gonna start with the trade deadline recap
Mm-hmm.
from the NBA. It's been a lot of, well, I'm not gonna say a lot of deals, but it's been some deals that some were expected, some were not. But of course, the biggest headline that there was is that DeJounte Murray will be staying in Atlanta with the
Mm-hmm.
Hawks. There was a lot of trade rumors about him either going to New Orleans or going to Los Angeles,
Mm-hmm.
but none of those deals fell through. Boom. Spencer Dinwiddie is a part of the Raptors, but he is expected to
Signing with
sign
the
with
Lakers,
the
right? Yeah.
Lakers. He's expected to sign with the Lakers after being cleared from waivers.
Mm-hmm.
That's honestly a big pickup for them, in my opinion. You do have, a little bit of defense in Spencer Dinwiddie compared to, the backcourt of the Lakers as of
Mm-hmm.
right now. So I think that addition of Spencer Dinwiddie will definitely play a part in in that team's success for sure. Um the
I was a
Knicks were
little
probably
surprised. Yeah. Start with the Knicks. I was gonna go to the
the Knicks
76ers
were
with Buddy
probably the
Hield.
busiest team on during the
Mm-hmm.
trade deadline. You have Bojan Bogdanovic heading to New York. You got Alec Burks coming back to New York.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there's also a deal. I forgot that deal. Patrick Beverly
Bogey.
The
is
Beverly
in
deal. He
Milwaukee now.
announced it himself. That was funny.
He's in Milwaukee now. That's something. Um, Overall, Buddy Hield was probably the biggest
I
headline in
like
that
that
trade
Buddy Hield
deadline.
deal. I like that Buddy Hield
Buddy
deal a
Hield
lot. Yeah.
will be heading to Philly
Mm-hmm.
to play for the Sixers. Honestly, in my opinion about that trade, the only thing that I will say is that Buddy Hield and Joel with Tyrese Maxey, I think they'll definitely complement each other. You have Maxey, who's a primary ball handler. He can get to a bucket if necessary. He's
Mm-hmm.
got great playmaking. He can dish the rock. Cool. Buddy Hield, he is a bucket. He is a sharpshooter. He can shoot from almost anywhere on the court. So
Mm-hmm.
that is definitely huge for them. And of course, Joel, he's out for about roughly, they said roughly like 8 to 10 weeks. So that's right before the playoffs start. And hopefully, Philly will have, a high seed enough to where they don't have to play in a play in.
Mm-hmm.
But
I would
either
hope
way,
so.
Joel will be back for the playoffs. So I want to get your guys' take on the trade deadline. What stood out to you, if anything did stand out to you, and we'll just keep it rolling from there.
I was a little
Um,
surprised the Buddy Hield trade went down just because I kind of thought he was starting to come into his own a little bit. Now, granted, that move to Philly will give them just another viable scorer, another viable shooter, which I don't know if they need, but obviously we all know in the playoffs it's nice to have like more than two or three options as far as scoring the rock. I've liked his game ever since he came out of Oklahoma back in college, but I think he helps a lot as far as kind of taking some of the load off Maxey and some of those guys. But I think he'll fit in well there. Um, that's really all I have on trade deadline.
I mean, it's been quiet.
Hmm.
I'll say this probably has been one of the more quieter ones.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's because everyone's pretty much said what they want to do.
Yeah, I agree.
Because a lot of teams at this point, you don't know, we're going all in or we just holding back.
Yeah.
And the biggest one that shocked me was Deontay Murray.
Staying.
I thought that man was gone.
Yeah, I thought he was gone too. I was a little surprised they decided to keep him around. But I mean, I guess I would have liked to make the assumption that they weren't getting. They probably didn't have the trade market for him that they were thinking. Now, granted, he's still a really good player, but like at the end of the day, I mean, if you're not seeing what you want in the trade market, you're not going to pull the trigger unless like you're getting something really good in return. I'm surprised the Knicks kind of went all in here to go get Bogdanovich and get who they did. I mean, they're fourth in the East right now, 33-19. They're 7 games back of Boston in first place. I mean, we'll see how the rest of the regular season shakes out. But I mean, if you can stay in like the top four and you don't fall back into the play-in game, they'll be okay. I just thought it was an interesting move for them to kind of go get him.
I don't know. I like how we also didn't give up first round pick.
That helps. That helps a lot too. You get to keep those.
Although, we're known to do that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Bojan, he's another shooter, which we don't have coming off the bench. We actually finally have a guard that can pick up the slack for
Are
JB.
you home?
I would like to see another center come in, but
Okay, I'll be right up.
I'm hearing Mitchell Robinson. He's coming back, so that's why they didn't do that deal. But now I think for a lot of teams, this trade down, let's put up a shut up time for real. If you don't show up now, now we all know how I feel about what's his name, Julius Randle. Julius Randle can't complain now. So let's see, put up a shut up. So I mean, we'll see how the season plays out. But I
Are
really
you
got
are,
much stuff.
are you surprised that y'all didn't try to make a deal for Julius Randle?
I am surprised. I am surprised because as much as you all know, I'm the founder and the president of Julius Randle Hate Club. Um,
Good Lord.
yeah, but I can't. No, I mean y'all know how I feel about that man. I can't stand him.
Right.
Cannot stand the man. But he's realistically, He's realistically the only piece that in a trade besides Jalen Brunson that you could use to get a superstar.
Right.
And I always said if he doesn't perform this offseason, he's gone.
Right.
He's gone. But I'm surprised we didn't try to flip him for something. Because I know there was a few teams falling actually. Apparently in that LeBron trade, if we were to get LeBron, it was going to include what's his name, Julius Randle. So, I mean, if that doesn't say something, I don't know what it is. But I mean, we'll see how it goes from here on out. I'm just excited to see how the season plays out.
Right. Overall, a very quiet NBA trade deadline compared to the past NBA trade deadlines that we've experienced. So, we definitely have to see how the rest of the season unfolds. Keep it rolling. Road to WrestleMania is here. It is in high gear, of course. But we're going to talk about this, for the sole fact that Thursday was the WrestleMania 40 kickoff, where there was a confrontation between Roman Reigns, The Rock, Seth Rollins, and Cody Rhodes, with Triple H ending up in the middle of it. Um, of course, the usual jabs at Cody's dad, Dusty Rhodes. Obviously, if you don't know, um, the usual jabs at his dad. Then Cody decides to clap back. As we all say, decides to clap back. Talk about not even. I don't even think it was disrespectful what he said. It really wasn't. But then The Rock felt like he had to intervene, slap Cody Rhodes, then told Triple H, uh, you know, if you don't fix it, then he will or they will, da 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 da. A whole ordeal. Then Friday night, Triple H made it official. The main event of WrestleMania 40 will be Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns. For the Undisputed Universal Championship. That is final. There is no if, ands, or buts about it. So, now the main question is that everybody has been asking, where does this leave The Rock? Now, Gabe, if you have your hypothesis on where, this could possibly end up as, please, by all means, go ahead. Let us know something.
Um, you know what this fall down the line on?
What?
Cody Rhodes is gonna get screwed. The right. After um that whole press conference, I don't know if anyone noticed, but Roman Reigns and The Rock walked out together, and I don't know if you noticed. Paul Heyman, when he said that Roman Reigns is coming to SmackDown next week, he also said The Rock as well. So what it looks like here is they're teaming up. The blood, whatever. I don't know, whatever for whatever purpose it is. I don't know, but I can see it. I can see a situation here where Cody has the title and is firmly in his hands, and The Rock comes out and costs him the title, and Roman retains. Because even though The Rock wants to have the title, as it's clearly been shown, and Roman Reigns wants to face The Rock, I'm pretty sure that it'll be in the Bloodline's interest if one of the people in the Bloodline have the title. So I could see a case where Cody does not get the title again, and then he's still feuding with the Bloodline, The Rock, and all this extra stuff. So, I could see going down that route. Um, I could see him feuding with Cody feuding with The Rock after Mania. It's a whole lot of ways this can go, but I feel like with Thursday, they were able to free themselves from, well, what do we do now? Because now you have many ways to pivot this. And now you actually have a clear road to set up Roman Reigns and The Rock at the
Right.
next Mania, or whenever they decide to do it. But, I mean, that's what I think is going to happen. I think Cody might get screwed. I don't know why. I just thought there's one more swerve in this that we don't know about.
Now, the thing is, though, now here's my piece on that.
Right.
Um, for those who do not know, for those who have not been around, for wrestling and how the booking goes and how
That's
storylines
me.
run,
That's me. I'm glad I walked
this
back into
is
this part because I
this
can
is
just
the
listen to
thing.
you bitch.
Roman Reigns has made it clear. He's said it before out loud publicly that he wants to pursue a career in movies and TV. That is what he said. I mean, me personally, I, if you ask me, I mean, he's pretty much he's came, saw, conquered everything that, the WWE has to offer.
Mm-hmm.
He's held the title for almost 3.5 years now,
That's
going on
crazy.
4 this year. Um, it kind of sounds similar to one said person long, long time ago, aka The Rock, who was dominating WWF, was
Mhm.
on top of the world, was the king of the mountain,
Mhm.
and then he wanted to pursue a career in acting, and that's what he did. So the way that he went out was 2002 SummerSlam. It was The Rock versus Brock Lesnar. Of course, at the time, Brock Lesnar was young, the next big thing. You know, everybody was, pretty much playing it as, yeah, like he's going to be the guy. People knew that The Rock was going to leave WWE, he was going to leave wrestling to go pursue his career. So everybody kind of turned on him.
Mhm.
Brock Lesnar wins the title. Rock goes away, then he comes back. So what I think happens here, kind of similar to the Rock situation. Roman's gonna drop the title to Cody at WrestleMania, like it or not. He's gonna drop the title. Me personally, Gabe, I'm with you on the interference, but I'm on the opposite side. The Rock is going to cost Roman Reigns the title. You got to think of it like this: The Rock originally said that he wanted to sit at the head of the table. Now, that can mean anything, honestly. When it comes to WWE as of right now, that can mean anything. So, with that being said, honestly, I think The Rock costs Roman the title. That sets up a tribal warfare to see who's head of the table, and then there you go. We're gonna get Rock versus Roman. It
Mhm.
won't happen at WrestleMania, but it will happen very soon enough. Because Roman's gonna drop the title to Cody. Then Roman's gonna start feuding with The Rock. Tribal warfare. Roman goes away, Rock goes away, then Roman eventually will come back if he decides to. But that's just me. That's just me. That's how I see it. That's how I've grown up watching it. That's what usually happens. So we will definitely see. We will 100% see. Enough of the WrestleMania talk. We do have the big game on Sunday, February 11th. Kansas City Chiefs and the San Francisco 49ers. Two teams that I thought I would not see in this Super Bowl, but
Mhm.
that is just my personal opinion. Of course, Kansas City Chiefs. This is their fourth Super Bowl appearance in the last 5 years,
Yeah, I think so.
which is which is quite impressive if you ask me. Um, San Fran, this is their second in the last 5 years, but under a new quarterback, of course, in Brock Purdy. So now, a couple narratives here that have been painted for this Super Bowl. Obviously, the first narrative, the biggest narrative that there is,
Mhm.
Travis Kelsey.
Mhm.
There is rumors that if and I feel like will if and when Kansas City wins goes back to back and wins this year's Super Bowl, Travis Kelsey will be retiring.
I
I
could
don't
see it.
know. I could see it for a few reasons, but I want to get your guys' take. I mean, Ryan, you haven't been here, so I'll let you go. Travis Kelsey retiring potentially, if Kansas City wins the Super Bowl. Your thoughts?
So I can see both sides of it, like you said. I could definitely see the world in which he says it's hypothetically if they win another Super Bowl, he would have two, which would be really really good for him. Um, but I think the thing that would cause him to walk away is he hasn't been the healthiest over the past few years. He's battled some injuries here and there. I think it's been some knee stuff. It's been kind of some upper body stuff. Like next to running backs in the NFL, so I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I think tight ends sometimes kind of have a shorter shelf life as well, just because. I mean, they're blocking, they're going out passes, they're going over the middle. They're like they're getting beat up a lot. Um, So that's the reason I could see him walking away. Is just because he hasn't been the healthiest this year that he's been the past few years, and his numbers have been kind of down. But I don't know why, but I'm gonna kind of dispel the rumor that even if they win, I think he keeps playing. I mean, he looks like he's having fun. It's not like he's getting frustrated or anything. It's like he's still getting his targets. He's turned it on from the regular season to the playoffs. So there's been that step up in his statistics. I mean, look at the 2 touchdown passes he got against Buffalo. He's slicing and dicing that defense all over. That was crazy. I think he had what? Probably like, did he have double digit? I thought he had close to, if not double digit receptions in that game. Um, but I'm gonna dispel the rumor. I don't think he's gonna hang it up. And plus, he's still the top tight end in football. Like, and he's still young enough too. I think he could probably play for another few years if he wants to, without question. I just don't. I don't really know where that narrative came from. Maybe it's because he's dating Taylor Swift and yada 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 and all that stuff. But like, I think he's still. Um, I think he's still got a few really good years left ahead of him in the NFL. I do.
Gabe, your thoughts if you have any.
Um, I think I think he retires.
Oof.
Honestly, I think he's
Okay.
done. I I think I think he's. I feel like the way he's playing, he's
Mhm.
giving me the feeling that he's he's achieved everything he's wanted to achieve.
Mhm.
He'll go down as one of the greatest tight ends,
Mhm.
probably one of the greatest tight ends and probably the best tight end in the modern era.
I agree.
You know, so he has nothing else to prove. And I feel like when you have nothing else to prove, and especially with his injury history,
Mhm.
I think I think he's done after this year. Especially with him and Taylor Swift, he's done. He's done. But yeah, that's all I got.
Mo, what do you think?
Um,
Yeah.
Travis Kelsey, if he's not the greatest tight end of all time, he's definitely top three.
I
I
agree with
give
you.
give you Kelsey, Gronk, Shannon Sharp, top
I
three greatest tight ends of all time.
I was gonna make a top five and put Tony Gonzalez in that category, and maybe
Yeah, if I make it,
who's the
if it's a top
fucking
five, if it's a top five, then it's those three,
mhm.
Gonzalez, and then Antonio
I
Gates.
was gonna say Antonio Gates. I was gonna say Antonio Cromartie, but I'm like, wait a second, that's not the right Antonio.
Yeah, right.
But Travis Kelsey has
Mhm.
probably, if not accomplished everything that you could possibly accomplish as a tight end, but
Mhm.
he's went above and
Oh, of
beyond.
course.
I mean, he played a very significant role in the first Super Bowl that the Chiefs won.
Mhm.
Played a very significant role in last year's Super Bowl. And I quite frankly, I think he'll play another significant role in this year's Super Bowl.
Mhm.
So it's just really the impact that Travis Kelsey has had, over the course of last 5 years. He's been a dog. He's been a
Mhm.
dog. He could not be stopped. And there's no other way to go about it. Travis Kelsey has single handedly evolved the tight end position.
Mhm.
Now, of course, Antonio Gates set the way for receiving tight ends because, of course, back in the day, tight ends weren't there to catch the ball all the time. They're for blocking, run
Yep.
blocking, pass blocking if necessary. But Antonio Gates definitely set the way for
Mhm.
receiving tight ends. But Travis Kelsey, I think, in my opinion, my personal opinion, he made it popular to be a tight end.
Mhm.
He definitely made it popular to be a tight end. Which if they win the Super Bowl tomorrow, I wouldn't be surprised if he does retire.
Mhm.
I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't retire. I mean, the man's 35, going on 36.
I keep forgetting he's that old too. That's the
He's
one thing
still
I
he's still
wasn't
got some,
thinking about was how
he's
old
still
he
got
is.
some years on him.
Mhm.
So it's like, but the thing is, I think what a lot of people are starting to realize, the older you get, the more damage you're just putting on your body in
Of
the near
course.
future. because that's why a lot of these players, a lot of these NFL players are retiring so young because it's like the CTE, the
Hmm.
injuries. It's just it all starts to add up over time.
And now you're
And
adding
for me,
that, and now you're adding that one more game at the end of the regular season too, which is another
right,
full week of preparation and injury management and
right,
all that stuff.
right. And honestly, quite frankly, just thinking about it, Travis Kelsey's been in the league for a good long time.
Yeah,
He's went under the radar a lot,
he has. I agree.
but he's been in the league for some years now. So
Hmm.
it's not like he's new to the game. He's
No.
been there. But I wouldn't be surprised, if he does retire. If he does retire, then great for him.
Hmm.
He's had a very successful career, whether win or lose tomorrow. And that's all I can really say about that. Um Another narrative that has been painted for the Super Bowl tomorrow. Brock Purdy, the man, the myth, the legend that is Brock Purdy.
Hmm.
Brock Purdy has been put on a pedestal, in my opinion.
Are you
Now,
are you saying that's deserved or it's not deserved?
I'm saying it could go either
Or are you
way.
just saying in general?
In general,
I agree.
it could go either way. But in general, Brock Purdy has been put on a pedestal this year. And let me just say this. He has came through, when the times he needed to come through for the team.
Hmm.
And there's been times where he has not come through, or when, times where the team needs. Now, here's my thing. This is why I say that. As a quarterback,
Hmm.
you are expected to do your job.
Hmm. Of course.
You're expected to lead the team, make the right read, make the right play. That's what you're expected to do. But Brock Purdy is not a Josh Allen.
No.
Brock Purdy is not a Lamar Jackson.
Nope.
Brock Purdy is not a Patrick Mahomes.
Brock Purdy is just yeah.
Brock Purdy is, he's a good quarterback. He's a definitely a good quarterback. I just feel like we're giving him too much we're giving him too much credit as fans because the whole Mr. Irrelevant thing, getting drafted last pick in a draft. Of course, nobody wants to be known as the last pick in the draft,
Of
but
course not.
since he was the last pick in the draft, he went undefeated last year starting. He went
Hmm.
7-0, led his team to the conference championship, and
Hmm.
now this year 13-4 record. So in the amount of games, in 24 games starting in the regular season, 24,
Hmm.
20-4.
Wow.
That is his starting record.
Jesus.
Mind you, the last pick of the draft. Last pick of the draft.
Hmm.
Mr. Irrelevant. Remember that. Just remember it all. Mr. Irrelevant, last pick of the draft. 20-4 in his first two seasons starting as a
That's
starting QB in the regular
crazy.
season. That's insane. That's
Hmm.
crazy to think about. But I think we're getting to the point where we're starting to, you know, kind of get ourselves caught up in the fact that, oh, he was the last pick of the draft. He was the last pick of the draft. But look at who he's surrounded by.
Oh my God, the talent is incredible on that offense.
The talent
Absolutely.
that is on this team that surrounds. I'm going to be completely honest. There is a reason why Christian McCaffrey won Offensive Player of the Year.
Hmm.
There is a reason why Lamar Jackson won MVP.
Hmm.
Now, me personally, I thought, everybody was like, "Oh, Brock Purdy for MVP, Brock Purdy for
No,
MVP. They're the best team in the league." Da 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 da.
it doesn't matter.
They were the best team in the league. He was the best quarterback in the league until Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens smacked them in the mouth in San
Hmm.
Francisco.
Yep. Was
That's
that the
what
game where
happened.
he got picked off like 5 times?
4 times,
Oh,
four picks.
that was stupid. That was insane to
They
watch. I
they were
know.
the best team in the league up until that point.
I agree.
Brock Purdy, in my personal opinion, if they would have won that game and Brock Purdy had a semi decent performance, he probably would have won MVP. But guess what?
Hmm.
No, he threw 4 picks.
Yeah.
They lost that game at home, got embarrassed at home. There's a reason why Lamar Jackson was MVP and Christian McCaffrey was Offensive Player of the Year
Mm-hmm.
and Brock Purdy was not MVP.
Yeah,
There's a reason why.
of course.
The talent that surrounds Brock Purdy overshadows who Brock Purdy is.
Mm-hmm.
Simple as that.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Debo Samuel, Debo Samuel, Christian McCaffrey, Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle, this offensive line, that defense that the Niners have,
Mm-hmm.
all of that, all of that just overshadows what Brock Purdy is. It all overshadows him.
Mm-hmm.
In my personal opinion, and I'm saying this because I am a fan first. Actually, no, I am a student of the game first before I am a fan.
Agreed. I agree
Brock
with that.
Purdy is a good quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Great, not so much.
No, I agree.
It's still time to improve. I think everybody's just trying to bank on, oh, Brock Purdy's the best quarterback in the league because of the sole fact of what he has surrounding him.
Mm-hmm.
I need people to understand that if you're a good enough quarterback, you can make anything happen with the little that you have.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for example, last year, Patrick Mahomes only had Travis Kelce as his top receiver.
Mm-hmm. Which is
With the
crazy.
receiving core, of Kadarius Toney,
Yeah.
Marquez Valdez-Scantling,
Oh God.
and Sky Moore,
Oh yes.
and they still won a Super Bowl.
Yeah. That's crazy.
That's because Patrick Mahomes is that damn good. That's why.
This is
Of course,
this is the case of the fact where the quarterback doesn't make the players around him better. The players around him make the quarterback better. And you were just talking about it. We saw last year Patrick Mahomes with your tight end as your top receiving option win you a Super Bowl. Like you went down the list of players. You've got McCaffrey, who wasn't. When did he get traded though? Was that this year or last year? I can't
last year.
remember. It was last year. I mean, if he never gets traded to this team, your running back duo might still be like Raheem Mostert and Elijah Mitchell. Who knows? Like, obviously, you're getting one of the best running backs in the league on your team behind that offensive line that is very good, and I don't think it's talked about enough. You look at the receivers they have with Debo and Ayuk and George Kittle. Even though Kittle's been kind of up and down most of the year, he's still been really good. Then you look at that defense that started out well, kind of hit that lull middle of the season, and then picked it back up when they needed to. Um, but I agree with you. I think the NFL, I think NFL fans as a whole are putting him on a pedestal, and not that that game against obviously that game against Baltimore he didn't play well. We know that, but that was a team that exposed kind of Purdy's weaknesses as a passer, being so young in the league still. This is his second or third year. This is his second year in the league, right?
Yeah.
It's still showing that like yes, you can be really good as a young passer in the NFL, but if you don't have the pieces around you to help you succeed, you're fucked. Like it's just that simple. And I think the biggest thing too is the fact that I mean they trusted him last. Well, they didn't really have a choice as a starter when Jimmy went down. They kind of had to throw him in, and yes, he did as well as he did. But I think too, at the end of the day, it's the fact that they trusted him enough going into the season, named him the starter, gave him the keys to the offense. They were like, "Hey, here you go, do your thing," and they surrounded him with good weapons, and that defense has only gotten better throughout the season. I think it's just it shows how good he is, but it also still shows how far he still needs to go. You know what I mean? Like you could see it throughout the year where there were games where they were like, okay, maybe the light clicked, the light turned on for him this game, and then obviously that game against the 49ers, or the game against the Ravens, he looked like a rookie quarterback throwing those 4 picks. Like it's showing that yes, while there still is while there still is growth that needs to be had, it's still the fact that he's getting somewhere and like he knows he can be successful.
Right.
And you know what helps? You
Ga-
know what? How I will say this one last thing. It also shows
yeah,
what kind of a coach Kyle Shanahan is to believe in him,
absolutely,
and I think that says a lot too. That says a lot, a lot.
absolutely. Gabe, do you have any
I see Gabe wandering around. He was wandering around in the back somewhere. Oh, there's Gabe. Oh, bye, Gabe. I don't. I don't know if he's. I think he's making lunch, dinner.
Okay. Well, I just feel like we have to we have to um what's the word I want to use here? We have to differentiate,
Mhm.
between giving the QB credit because he's making great plays on his end,
Mhm.
or in between that and giving the QB credit for just making the right read and letting his offense do the rest.
Yep. Yep. I
Because
agree.
there is a huge difference in my personal opinion, and that's just how I look at it.
Yeah, of
You can
course.
be you can make you know a great read. You can make a nice check down or whatever. Because that's what I looking at Brock Purdy highlights. That's where a lot of these touchdowns come from:
Mhm.
a short pass, a drag, a slant, a check down, a swing out right from the
Mhm.
backfield, and Debo Samuel or Brandon Ayuk or Chris McCaffrey is taking it upfield and beating everybody.
Mhm. I mean, you look
That's
at.
what I'm. That's what I see.
It seems like in a.
There's been a few touchdown passes that Brock Purdy has had where it was an amazing pass. It was an amazing play by him.
Mhm.
But the rest is just like that's what he's supposed to do.
Mhm. Yeah.
That's what he's supposed to do. He's doing what he's supposed to do. It's not like he's going above and beyond. He's
No.
doing what he's supposed to do.
It's because whatever play or whatever offensive set they're in for that series, he's finding the open receiver, and then like you said, he's just letting the receiver do the rest. That's why I think with McCaffrey, quite a few of his touchdowns this year, if I'm not mistaken, were just like little checkdowns, and then he's breaking a tackle or two and going 55, 60 yards to the house. Like it's just McCaffrey do it like you said, the players around him are just doing their jobs. Is what it comes
Right.
down to. And I don't
Right.
think I will say this. Yes, we've seen Brock Purdy grow from year one to year two. And now that we've seen a full season of him, I think we all have a better understanding of what he kind of is, like what he can and can't do. Um,
Right.
I'm curious to see, not to kind of go away from the Brock Purdy conversation, but I'm curious to see how this Chiefs defense will attack that offense and
Right.
see if there's a way. Because I will say
Right.
this. I think if you look at one thing definitely has to happen is they need to get Chris Jones out of rhythm early up front. Because if
Yeah.
he's just if he's not if he's having his way, but if he's collapsing the pocket quick and forcing Brock to scramble and get uncomfortable like Baltimore did, it's gonna be a long game for him. Um,
Right.
Gabe, your thoughts on Brock
Gabe,
Purdy being put on a
we're
pedestal?
speaking about Brock Purdy and how fans need to differentiate between giving him credit or giving his offense credit.
Um, I think the only reason why he's given so much credit is because they're winning, and we all know that the quarterback is the main position on the field.
Mm-hmm.
So realistically, we can all say how we feel. You can have the greatest opinions in the world. The casuals say, "Well, he's putting up this and he's putting up that." And you really can't argue against this or that. So the only way that this argument actually ends is if he absolutely shits the bed tomorrow. That's the only way this argument ends. But last year, everyone was saying, if his elbow wasn't hurt, we would have made it. Now you're here.
Yeah, that is true.
Now
That is
you're here.
true.
Realistically speaking, you need him to do so bad. You need him to do bad tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
I have a genuine feeling he probably will do bad tomorrow. I don't know what it is, but it's just something about him is, when you have it, I don't think he has it. I think he's on that scale of, I think when it's all said and done, he'll be pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
He'll be like, he'll be a better Kirk Cousins, but without the arm strength and without the swagger of a Kirk Cousins. I mean, that's what it'll be. But to remove him off that pedestal, he realistically has to have his worst moment.
Mm-hmm.
If he
If
doesn't have his worst moment, if he doesn't have his worst moment tomorrow, you really can't debate what anyone if anyone says, "Oh, well, he's a good quarterback," because yes,
if he
we will
has
all
a
sit here.
game,
Oh, hold on, you ain't got to
mm-hmm.
cut me off during
Go
Black
ahead.
History
Go
Month.
go ahead.
Um,
Go ahead.
I don't think Mark heard that, but
I did.
okay, but realistically speaking, yes, you can have the best car in the world. Yes, you can have the best team in the world, but if you can't drive it,
Mm,
what's the point?
mm-hmm.
That's like me. That's like you give me the world's most expensive car, but I don't got my license, so what's the point?
Yeah, agreed.
Credit, I will give credit where it is due. He has driven that car well,
Mm-hmm.
so you can only judge a person based off of what they show you. You may have inferences on what you think they are, but those are only inferences and based off what you believe is to be good,
Of course.
what you believe is to be elite. So, yes, do I believe he's on that high pedestal? Yes. Can you debate against anyone that he's on that high pedestal? No, you cannot. Not at this moment. He has to have his moment where he chokes, and I don't think we've seen that just yet. We've been close to it, but I mean, realistically speaking, he's performed well in the regular season. I don't know what his numbers are, but I'm
I
pretty
think
sure
we
they've been.
have seen it. It was that game against the Ravens when he threw four
I don't
picks.
think that. I don't
If
think
he
that
has, if he
counts.
has, why not? Why not?
We can go through every top 10 quarterback in the league. I could pick at least 2 to 3 games
Of course you can.
where they have. That was probably his worst game.
Of course.
That was his worst game. And how many games has he been in the league? Like, was it? This is his
He's
second year, yes.
20 and what'd you say? He was 20-4.
He's 20-4 as a regular season starter.
So
Yes. Yeah.
17 is yeah. So he's been in the league for almost 2 full seasons now.
So I mean, I'm not sitting here trying to say that he's the best thing. Oh heavens no. Oh
Mm-hmm.
no. But I just don't think you can have that conversation to try and discredit anyone
Okay,
saying that he's a great quarterback because at this moment in time, you can only judge somebody on what they see.
that's
So
fair.
I mean, you just got to wait till he crash and burn. That's it, really.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what it is too with the Super Bowl and why I think a lot of people are kind of like just like I mean a lot of people are very excited for it, but there have been people I've been talking to this week that are just like meh. It's just like just another game. Like yes, I know it's the Super Bowl, but I think it's just because of the fact that we saw Mahomes and what was it, Jimmy? Jimmy was the quarterback of that team a few years
Yeah.
ago when they made it. Like that's crazy. Um, and it's also not that just because of how much these teams have changed since that Super Bowl. That's the thing. It's like you have to remember where.
Because if you want to be completely honest, this Niners team got way better from the last
Oh,
time.
1000%. And you look at this Niners team, what they were compared to what they are now. It seems like that team back then. Now, granted, they had a good defense the last time around, but I don't think that defense was this good. I don't think the defense had the maulers up front. I don't think they had
Right.
the depth. Now, granted, their linebacking core, I would argue their linebacking core was probably better last time around than this time around. Um,
Yeah.
but you're looking at that secondary too. That secondary, not only is it good, but they have depth to go along with it. Um,
Right.
and obviously, this Chiefs team it's just different. Like every Chief, it seems like every year the Chiefs have gone to the Super Bowl. Their teams are just different from like the one before it. Like the one you were talking about, the one with Travis Kelsey as their top was like their top reception getter. Now they have Rasheed Rice.
You're
Now
right.
they
Yeah.
have Isaiah Pacheco. Now they have they still have Travis Kelsey. Um, that offensive line is so much better, I think, than what they were a few years ago. Um, Gabriel, what the hell are you doing? What are you dancing with your food in the background for? Um, I'm just I'm excited to watch it just because of the fact that I think I'm hoping it's an offensive slugfest. I really do. I hope these teams just trade shots down the field all fucking game. Um, we'll
What
talk
did you
about.
say? Hold on. What did you say about my dancing skill?
I was just wondering what the fuck you were doing. Um, I was I was talking about how I think how kind of comparing and contrasting the 49ers and Chiefs the last time they made it versus now, and how kind of each team is different. I hope it's an offensive slugfest tomorrow, Gabe. I hope these teams are
We ain't getting
destroyed.
it.
And you don't think so?
I don't think so. I think this is going to be one of the most ugliest games we see tomorrow.
I think it depends on what you're getting. Um, I think it depends on what you're gonna get from that Chiefs offense. It's really, I think, what will determine how that goes. Not gonna lie to you.
Yeah. Um. So of course we have our predictions. Of course we have this, we have that. So we're gonna go ahead and go over those, and we'll just go ahead and wrap this up. It's been a
Hmm.
pretty short-lived episode today.
We do. Before you say that, I do want to plug. And Gabe, I'm assuming you'll be hosting this. We have the
Yeah.
spaces tonight at 8 o'clock on Twitter as well, so that'll be fun.
I suggest to be ready because
I
I
saw
got
your
something.
write up, Gabe. You went like full on, like novelty props out the ass in this one. This is gonna be a fun one.
Yeah, so I would try not to get too tore up before then.
We do have a
I can't
UFC
make no
card in an
promise.
hour and change too.
Can't make no promises, but yeah, this is gonna be a short episode, really. But
Hmm.
just before we go ahead and wrap this up, next weekend, me and Mark will be doing a Black History Month episode. Just me and him. Um, no, no, let me not say that.
You was for to say
I
something crazy.
was
Let me
wondering what
not
the hell
say
he
it.
was gonna say.
Let me
Don't
not
say,
say
please
it.
don't say it.
Let me not say it.
Mm.
Uh, um, but yeah, me and him will do a little. We'll do an episode. As far as what we'll talk about, we'll plan that out. Um, later on this week. So
Hmm.
that'll be a fun one. Um, and then yeah, that's about it. Me and Pee Wee. Are we bringing back Are we bringing back the soccer show this week?
Might as well. Well, we have what, Champions League next week?
We have Champions League this week.
Oh fuck. Well,
Wednesday.
when do you want to do it? You want to do it tomorrow?
Um, we could do something tomorrow.
Okay.
We could do something. We could do So
So are we making
for those who
predictions
don't,
for the game now, or are we making predictions later on the spaces? I mean, I feel like we
I
should
mean,
probably do it now, shouldn't we?
I feel like
Just for the podcast sake.
just for the podcast sake. I mean, honestly speaking, I guess we could talk about. Here's what we're gonna do.
Hmm.
We're gonna talk. We're gonna say. We're gonna go around the circle, and we're gonna say the Chiefs win if.
Oh yes, Chiefs win if, and then 49ers win if. Okay. Gabe,
The
you,
I'll
the
start.
win if game. The win if
yes.
game. I love this. Let's go ahead.
Gabe, you can go first. You
So
brought it up.
I'll go with the Chiefs. Um, the Chiefs win if they cut off Christian McCaffrey. If
Hmm.
they cut him off,
Hmm. Yeah.
if they slow, if they slow that man down, this game is theirs. I don't know if anyone's noticed, but that offensive line, barring
Yeah.
what's his Trent Williams,
Yeah.
Yeah. It
it
can be
can be get at.
it can be
It
exploited.
can be get.
Absolutely.
It can be exploited. It can be exploited. And I will say the same thing that I say about Jalen Hurts. If you make Brock Purdy throw the ball, you got a shot. You got a shot. For those who don't know, I'm also the president and co-founder of the McDuffie Steve fan club.
Jesus.
We're still going strong. Um, if they keep doing what they do,
Hmm.
realistically, because I don't even think realistically. All you because if you stop McCaffrey, because everything starts with McCaffrey.
Of course.
The Debo trick plays, Ayuk,
Everything.
George Kittle. If you could stop McCaffrey and make them one-dimensional, you have this game in the bag. So I think a lot of this is going to come down to if Chris Jones can get back there because their defense has been their saving grace this year.
Yes, it has.
But the Chiefs win if they slow down Christian McCaffrey.
I think the Chiefs win if Rasheed Rice. If Rasheed Rice can catch 2 touchdown passes, they'll win this game. You said it was going to be ugly. I think if Rasheed Rice has like 1 or 2 kind of, he doesn't need to like break off like a 90-yard touchdown catch or anything, but like if you can get the ball to him in the red zone and just find the end zone twice, if he can catch 2 touchdown passes, I think they'll win the game. I think you look at the way the Chiefs team has kind of done it all year. I mean, it's been kind of run, and then like find Kelsey or find Rice. But I think Rasheed Rice, I think he can exploit that 49ers secondary as well. I think they'll be okay. Um, I just I think if they want to win this game, I think Rasheed Rice is gonna have to get involved early for it to happen. Because I mean, you can go to Kelsey anytime you fucking want to. That's the thing. No,
I like that. Uh,
Chiefs win if.
the Chiefs win if Chiefs win if they win the turnover battle. Uh, turnovers have not really been much of a thing with the Chiefs as of late, but this this Niners defense is they're gonna make you force some turnovers. They're gonna make you cough the ball up here and there. This defense is very aggressive. They have times where they can be very passive aggressive, and they have times where they can be very 100% aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
This Niners defense will make you cough the ball up, my personal opinion. So if the Chiefs win the turnover battle, not give the ball up too much, force turnovers on the Niners end because the Niners aren't safe from turnovers either. But I think the Chiefs will have a strong chance of winning the game for sure.
Gabe,
The
flip that.
49ers
Yeah.
win. The 49ers win if they can get Ayuk going. I don't know. Lately, it's been the Debo Samuel show.
Mm-hmm.
It needs to be both tomorrow. If they can get both of them going, because let's really sit here and talk about. Let's talk about the Chiefs run.
Mm-hmm.
So far this postseason, they've only really had to, as far as wide receivers is concerned,
Mm-hmm.
they've only had to worry about one.
Yeah.
Your Dolphins,
Mm-hmm.
Tyreek Hill,
Yep.
who they faced the following round.
It was the
Top of
Bills.
my head, Bill,
It was
Stephon Diggs.
It was Stephon Diggs, who they shut the hell down. Jesus.
Last AFC Championship, Zay Flowers.
Mm-hmm.
This is probably the first team they've ran into where they have two capable wide receivers.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Two capable wide receivers. If they can get Ayuk and Debo Samuel going, I think they run them out the gym. I think
Indeed.
this could get. I think that it can get ugly because as much as I harp about L'Jarius Sneed and Trent McDuffie doing their thing, if they got to worry, they're kind of a 2-1 special.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like fries and tennis. They go hand in hand. They kind of work well together, but separate, if they can be got at.
Yeah.
If you could, if you have to make them, if you have to force them to separate from each other, because I don't know if anyone knows, but they're always near each other.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if anyone knows. They're always near each other. If you can force them to separate and leave them 1-on-1 and see what they really are,
Mm-hmm.
it can get ugly quick. It might be cut the TV off after Usher performs.
Jeez.
Type
You think
things
it can
if
get that bad?
I think it can get that bad because let's really sit here and talk about it. We always say yes, they probably want better up and coming duels in the league.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if anyone's noticed. They're always near each other.
Yeah.
You never see them on opposite sides
Sides
of the
of the
field,
field.
or
Yeah,
at least I
agreed.
haven't noticed it. Some of the best plays that they've pulled off,
Mm-hmm.
they're right near each other.
Yeah.
They're right near each other. If you can, if you can force them, and part of the reason too is when you only have one guy to worry about, you could you could do whatever you want.
Yeah, of course.
You have two capable corners,
Mm-hmm.
but now you got two guys to worry about.
Mm-hmm.
If you can force them, if you have to make them think and have them go one on one, separate from each other, especially if they what I think they're gonna do. If they're probably I think Sneed might be on Ayuk.
Mm-hmm.
I think Sneed might be on Ayuk, which means if Sneed's on Sneed's on Ayuk, ooh,
That's gonna be a
Trap
fun
McDuffie
matchup.
might Trap McDuffie might they might get what's coming to them. I ain't gonna lie, but honestly, if you can get both of them going, kind of expose McDuffie and Sneed with their weaknesses,
Mm-hmm.
this can get ugly real quick.
This is
Because
gonna
then that opens
be.
up.
This is gonna be.
I think
Oh, go ahead, Gabe.
we'll know how this game is going to go by the end, by the first three, by the first two drives.
Mm-hmm.
Once both teams go up and down the field, we'll know how this game is going to go.
Mm-hmm.
But that's about it.
This
I ain't
is
got nothing else to add.
this is gonna be controversial, and I'm kind of on the opposite side of things. I think the 49ers win the game if you just shut. You know, remember how I said the Chiefs win if Rasheed Rice catches 2 touchdowns. I think the 49ers win this game if they shut down. I'm actually thinking this is there's 2 ways this game will go. Either the 49ers defense will make it hard for the Chiefs to move the ball down the field, which is entirely possible, or if Travis Kelce doesn't get going early. I think the 49ers win this game if they can shut Travis Kelce out to where he doesn't have like 100 yards and like 10 catches like he's been doing. If you can keep Travis Kelce under 100 receiving yards, I think you can win this game. That's how I think the game will be won. Because I think too, if you look at the way Kelsey's been slicing up defenses lately, yes, the route combinations have been great. Yes, he torched that Bills defense to 2 touchdowns. No, that Bills defense isn't as good as either of these two defenses. But I think if you look at Kelsey early in the season too, before he kind of started to get going, it's if you and you don't have to put 2 on Travis Kelsey. You can't. I don't know if you can afford to with the way this with the way Patrick Mahomes scrambles and just kind of does things off script. But if you can frustrate Kelsey enough, make him stay in and block, jam him off the line of scrimmage, and not let him get going, because sometimes if he gets going early, it opens up the rest of the offense. Because you get him out in space, then teams worry about him covering over the middle or giving him a shot down the field. Um, I think if you can take Travis Kelce out of rhythm early, keep him under 100 receiving yards, I think you'll win the game.
Um, the Niners win if I mean you basically took the words out of my mouth. The Niners win if you make somebody else win the game for them.
Mm-hmm.
You got to make somebody else win the game. I mean, yes, we're talking about Patrick Mahomes. You know, the offense that Andy Reid has pretty much made perfect for Patrick Mahomes. But if you make somebody else win you the game, if you make somebody else win them the game, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna have a good chance of winning.
Mm-hmm.
Travis Kelsey last week won the conference championship had what like 13,
He
14
had like
catches,
13
100
catches.
yards,
Yeah, he went stupid.
and a touchdown. Yeah, like you make somebody else double them, jam them off the line, get physical because that is the only way you are going to be able to not even stop. I don't. I'm not. I don't want to say stop.
You ain't gonna stop him.
Yeah, you're not stopping him. You'll
Mm-hmm.
slow him down though. If you can slow down Travis Kelce makes somebody else win the game for the Chiefs, then you win
Hold
the
on.
game.
Do you think? I mean, the 49ers, they do have the linebacker core to do it.
Yeah,
Yes, but
They
but
do.
can they? That's the thing. There's having the
You,
talent to do it, and then there's actually going out on the field and
you,
doing
you
it.
don't,
It's two
you don't
different
think
things.
you don't think Fred can do it? I think Fred could do it.
See, I don't know because Travis Kelce's been getting anything he wants the past 2 weeks in the playoffs. It doesn't matter.
yeah.
But then we also said the same thing about Roquan Smith last week.
But I think Fred Warner is more a complete linebacker
I
than
agree.
Roquan.
Absolutely, 1000%.
But I feel like you can make anybody else win the game for you. Make somebody else win the game for them. You'll have a better chance at winning any time of the day. Honestly,
Of course. And I
but
think too, I will just say just kind of one final thing here. I don't know if you need to feed, and the one person we really haven't talked about with this Chiefs offense right now is Pacheco. I don't know if you need to necessarily feed him the rock. Like, I don't know if he has
You
to
know,
get more than. You think so?
you have to, got to.
he got to. Have you seen what this 49ers defense has looked up against the run?
It's been
The
fucking.
Lions, the Lions laid
The
out that
Lions.
blueprint.
Oh, yeah, of course they did. The Lions should have won that game, but
Listen,
that's neither here nor there.
look, listen. Aaron Jones looked like prime Aaron
Yeah,
Jones.
yes, he did. He was just mauling them.
And if y'all know anything about Chase Young don't got no motor.
No.
He don't got no motor. I don't know if y'all saw clips.
Was
If
that
you
the
saw
whole
him
notion
at
thing
what
about them not re-signing him because he takes plays off? Is that how that whole thing is?
I think that's what it is. Great talent, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I don't know if you saw the clip. There was a clip in that NFC Championship game where George Kittle was like, "Yo, you got to turn up.
Mm.
You got to turn up." And then the next play, run to his side, and he basically gives up and he jogs chasing the guy.
Mm.
So if, I expect them to target him a lot.
Yeah.
Especially, I mean, Pacheco was. I would say he's a physical back. I don't think he's elusive. I mean, he is, but I'd say he's more between the tackles type of a guy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they have to establish the run early,
Mm-hmm.
and let it go. I would not be surprised if you see this man get 20 carries tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Even if they're 20 carries that don't go absolutely nowhere,
Yeah.
it has to get done.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's a pretty good. I think that's pretty good. How long we been here?
An hour and 2 minutes.
2 minutes. I mean,
I've got
okay.
more stuff I want to save, but I want to save it for the spaces later tonight.
So I mean, if you're listening to this now, you got the notifications on. Space is at 8 o'clock.
On the Twitterverse.
I should on Twitterverse. I should be hosting, but we'll see what Mr. Ciroc Cranberry has to say.
Jesus. Are you gonna be out? Are you gonna be around for? Are you gonna be out for the card?
No, I'll be here.
Oh.
No, I'll be here.
Oh, you're just okay. I see you. I see you. I
Hey,
got
hey,
nothing.
hey.
When are we? Oh wait.
Um,
When are we? When are we doing? We can talk about a baseball preview later.
As far as baseball is concerned, I don't know when we'll do that.
We'll do it at some point. I feel like we have to.
We'll do it because opening day isn't until late March. We got time.
Yeah, late March. We got time.
We got time. We got time. But I mean, starting next once a week. Hopefully, meet. We'll aim for Sundays.
Mm-hmm.
We'll aim for Sundays, especially now that I'm coaching.
Mm-hmm.
We'll aim for Sundays. So every Sunday, I don't know what we'll call it, but what
We'll
were we
figure that.
thinking? What were you thinking? We was thinking what was it called? Extra time.
Extra time. I love that. Yes, extra time. A Gabe and Ryan soccer podcast.
Extra time. So
I like
we'll
that.
do that. We'll do that in the Discord.
We'll start tomorrow with kind of a look at Champions League preview Tuesday, Wednesday. I'm excited it's back though. It's been like forever.
Yeah,
Be getting
we'll
Champions League
recap.
withdrawals.
We'll recap
Mm-hmm.
as well as what happened the previous week. Especially now that there's no football, and
Yeah.
I mean this will be a great way to just keep the Discord going, and
Mm-hmm.
especially
Definitely.
with a lot of stuff. But
Yeah.
before we wrap it up, can we talk about the fact that the World Cup finals are going to be held literally 30 minutes driving from my house?
How many bags are we dropping?
I'm not gonna lie, I'm selling the house. Um,
Hmm?
I'm selling.
Sell the
I'm selling
sell the.
everything. I,
Can
I
it
have
wait? Can I sell the
to be there.
cat? Can I sell the cat that's sitting
Yeah.
under the blanket? Yeah. Let's go.
Yes. I mean, you have to. I feel like opportunities like this
You can't miss.
come once you can't miss. I always said I want to go to a World Cup,
Mm-hmm.
and it's right in my backyard.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm glad. I'm blessed to be able to work at the job I'm working now, so money will not be an issue. But
Yeah. And now that
even
I
so,
just
I'll be
I don't know
scared.
if I told you guys this, but I got another raise at work last night. I just found out yesterday. So we'll be all right.
All
I
right.
mean, listen.
Okay.
uh, I'll be there.
Yeah.
I will most definitely be there.
I'll
I don't
show
care
up.
if I have to sit all the way. I don't even care if I have to sit where I could touch Jesus. Yeah,
I'll
you
join you.
have you have to be there. I
Yeah.
think it's stuff like that you cannot miss.
Yeah. And I
I
think too
always say,
with the World Cup coming to the U.S., coming to North America, but coming to the U.S. mostly, it's like you just said, it's one of those things where you have to be there. Like, we might never see a World Cup in the Americas again. Like,
right,
now granted, we're getting
because
the
especially
Olympics in 28, I think.
yeah, we're
And
in the Olympics. We got Copa America this summer.
mm-hmm,
There's a lot of stuff going. On.
mm-hmm,
Hopefully this summer I plan to do
mm-hmm.
want to
Agreed.
travel to a couple places as well, out the
Yeah.
state as well. But we'll see where it goes. But
Mm-hmm.
honestly speaking, it's a great time. It's a great time to be a soccer fan.
Yes, it is.
So just a quick recap. Um, Extra time will start tomorrow.
Mm-hmm,
We'll figure out a time.
mm-hmm,
Probably around 3.
mm-hmm,
That'll be a good time. Three would be a good time. Good time people wake up and all that extra stuff. But
mm-hmm,
MLB preview end of March. Next week is the Black History episode.
mm-hmm.
Um, I think that might be the week we could record. Do you think we could do 2 episodes in that week?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
NFL recap, and then me and more we could record the other episode and call it a day.
Mm-hmm,
And release it the following week or whatever. How we'll figure it out.
mm-hmm.
But
All right.
there's a lot planned. Pay attention to Twitter.
Pay attention. There you go.
Um, Pay attention. Join the Discord. It's free. We don't charge.
Mm-hmm.
We don't make a dime. Um, and unless someone is making a dime, I want my cut.
Hmm.
I want it now. But yeah, that's about it. I ain't got nothing else to add. Does anyone got anything they want to add before we go ahead and shut up? And
No, I do
I'll put
not.
away rock.
I'm excited for the spaces tonight, and we have UFC, so it's gonna be an action-packed afternoon and evening.
Hold on. And before someone commented, why are we doing the NFL spaces at 8 o'clock? First of all, because we can.
Before Gabe Happy time.
It's it.
Before Gabe
Listen,
gets drunk time.
we've always done the Super Bowl spaces the day before the Super Bowl
Yeah, it makes more
because
sense to do it that day.
no one's ever available the day of the Super Bowl.
And you know what it is too is, I mean, you look around at like the sports betting landscape for like the Super Bowl. Like everybody does that. All of the bigger, like all the bigger names in the sports betting community. I know, or at least that I pay attention to. They're all doing all their previews and everything tomorrow at like noon or 1 or 2. It's like I would rather do it the day before. That way you have a chance to digest everything, look at lines and everything, if anything moves or changes, and then just kind of go from there.
If you're not part of Discord, there's a very lengthy write up in there.
Hmm.
I might even add potential squares I'm looking at.
Ooh.
That's how deep we're gonna get into this.
Let's
Pause.
go.
But there's a lot of money to be made tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Unit management is key. It's very much key. I'll probably do a parlay.
little parlay, 2 straight bets, and a little Super Bowl square, and that's about it, really.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll see how it looks live betting and stuff, but
Love that.
that's about it. That's about it. But I guess before we end, what's everyone's plans tomorrow for the Super Bowl? I mean, I know I'm staying home.
I'm getting drunk.
I got work the next. I got work the next day.
Yeah, so do
I
I.
might have to work. We will
Oh.
see.
Oh.
Oh,
Yikes.
oh, you wasn't able to get off. Oh, that's tough. What time? I mean, what time do you finish? You finish right when it starts, right?
Yeah.
Hey, I mean that ain't too bad though. Ain't
No,
too
it's
bad.
not.
Ain't too bad, but yeah, that's about it, really. But
That's all I got.
I mean, next week it'll be on the Black History Month episode, the special,
Mm-hmm.
and probably end of the month be our NFL recap, and then we'll take it from there.
Mm-hmm.
But bless the night, and we'll see you next time.
Mo, you want to take us out?
Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you for allowing us to give you episode 5 of season 2. Follow us on Twitter if you're not already doing that. Join the Discord. All episodes of the podcast is available on Spotify. You can watch them on YouTube on our
Mm-hmm.
YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe, turn on the post notifications so you don't miss a single upload. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, peewees around the world, we say goodbye and good riddance.